Hi there, Remco. No screwing around because I'm behind on work as always. Okay. There are two main things I need to do. And I think we're going to start with the other one. Now that's other with two D's, as in odd, not other with a TH. Although I suppose it is both. Okay. Enough cryptic messages. Basically, there is a repo I have made, and it's a repository that I'm gonna use to teach you Python. So that's what we shall do. 0 basics. Okay, great. What I need to do here is I need to just describe, well, create some examples, obviously. Hi there, as well. Wait, that's actually a word. Yeah, that is. Believe it or not, I meant it when I said with two Ds. Yes. It's like odd, but more. Because it's more odd than my usual work. All kinds of programs with different kinds of Python logic inside, and you'll be able to look into them. Python functions. Come joins and Remco instantly. Alright. I need some classical music for this. Or even better, music for physics. I can't be seen with comment chat. No, I get it. Reputation to uphold. What will the bullies say? Damn it, I'm struggling to think. That's not great. Hi the DDB! Finally good news! Oh, I also have good news for you. Because I'm right now writing a GitHub repo to teach Python. So, now, but you go on. What's the good news? What is needed? Okay. Good news, charity. Oh, you mean the charity thing? Yes. I mean, as I mentioned, I was expecting that would be the outcome, but it still is good to hear that. But yeah, finding someone competent will be sending the documents over. Which means now it's honestly a fair bit of a relief, because now I can just focus on. I really hope, at least, I really hope that I'll just be able to give it in the hands of the lawyer and just sign whatever they need me to sign, do whatever, just have my stamp of approval on whatever documents are needed, and I can just focus on these things. Focus on making videos, focus on writing code for the website, on getting new features for the website, on organizing everything, because that's what's needed. So that's really good. That is in fact really good. Right. Need something. Stupid government thing is always ruining the fun. I will be honest here, it is a fair bit upsetting that effectively we're doing this whole thing without being properly registered yet, but hey. You live, you learn, and you take what life gives you. No point in complaining about what would have been, could have been. We need to focus on the present with what is. Happy birthday, by the way. Oh, well, thank you so much, Remco. There we go. Python. Why has the school community suddenly decided today's your birthday? No idea. But hey. Who am I to deny it? I don't remember when my birthday was. You know how young I was back then? Okay. Flip the coin landed on birthday. Yeah, nice 2 days before your next birthday, yeah? I need to rest up. Then let's do Git. Git will be next. Okay. Install. There we go. And then finally text text editor. Hide the caper. Good, you might want to replace need with need. Cheers for that. Okay, great. Came out of maths exam. How did the maths exam go? Have you watched Project Hail Mary? I still haven't had the time to watch Project Hail Mary. I really do want to watch it. I hope eventually I'll be able to make the time, because I've heard really good things and I'm really thrilled. But I can apply Euclid on visual maths and explain say encryption just fine, but oh boy, they found out which of the following algebraic when by saying Z is not a ring. Oh no! The real is a ring. The latter happened because of two terms. Same thing, a ring unit. For what I forgot. Oh no! Oh no! You won't get the reference I put in the Discord server. Yeah, unfortunately, once again, I still need to find the time to watch it. 80% plus is really good though. 80% plus is really good. Things like these happen, can't let them slow us down. Hi the buff, hi, welcome. I didn't mention how to use the terminal here. I should mention how to use the terminal. Yeah, I should. Okay, so for the terminal, we basically only need like traveling options and that's it. Again, D&D lately. I've seen Theo meaning to GM today. Theo has been into D&D for a really, really long time. I think it's just more of a season. What the fuck's doing on this time of day? I read it in the Ah, damn it, what was his name? Damn, from Deltarune. I forgot his name from Deltarune, but I read that in his voice. It's like my university thing to learn coding for when more people than just me want to learn. Yeah, so here's the thing. We already have one repository on GitHub, which is... Hold on. I have Orbifold open. No, let's not open the Orbifold. We already have one repository on GitHub, which is this one, the Flask boilerplate. Caper will be eventually updating it. But what I'm doing right now is I'm making a separate one just exclusively for, well, not really exclusively, only like broader for Python in general. So the idea will be that this one will teach you how to make websites with Flask, whereas this one will teach you Python specifically. Now is your chance to make it happen! I don't have a voice mod too, or voice changer. I don't think how I envision splitting up the lessons, by the way. Alright, the thing is, originally my plan with this was to have each one of these on a separate commit, but then I realized that's just Python, so I can just do the folders. Yes. No, that's a Blender. Is users on Linux? No, it isn't. Users isn't in the very root. I'm just gonna switch into Quasar server. It's easier. Let me see. Is home. Wait, is it? Yeah. Home, and then slash. Wait, no, hold on. Linux uses proper slashes. What are you doing, make it? Not be crazy. You a dragon made the dungeon? Yeah. Caper. Funny as this. Oh, who is trying to virtual TTS? Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'll be honest with you. When are we getting the MKT messaging app on the website? Discord is just getting so annoying. Those limits on message sizes. Every lesson is a branch. I'm really actually, that's really good because that's genuinely also what I kind of had in mind. I wasn't thinking with each lesson being, I suppose I was being a bit idiotic there because I was thinking each a lesson a commit, but each lesson a branch is a much better idea. So yeah, I would say that's really good. Okay. What can I big issueless? Yep. No, I'm saying that's smart. That's really smart. I agree. No, make it too complicated. Top players DNG Draper using masks 2026. That's fair. See ya, Keeper. Have a good one. What does GM stand for? I think it stands for. Hold on. I don't know if it was Game Master. Might be. It might be Game Master. I think it is Game Master. Oh yeah, but the normal term is DM, Dungeon Master. But I don't play D&D, so I don't know. I don't know what it exactly. I person in charge of the game. Like to open a window. The problem is I live in a neighborhood which some people have described as criminal, and as such there is people tend to Rev their engines outside my window. So if that happens, I'll need to close it again because it's gonna make the live stream very annoying. Currently in. Good, so git clone, and then we git clone the we git clone the Python lessons.
Hello.
Hi there, Theo. How you doing?
Pretty good. I returned from getting bread and will be writing for D&D things.
Huh?
I also think before wording out my sentences.
You sound really
I have said nothing.
crunched up. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Oh no. Wait a second. Is it better now?
It should be, I think.
Does it work? Should be. I hope.
When you
No?
when you said is it better now, it did sound better, but it's
Well, I don't know if it picks up the headset microphone or the...
I think it is better. I mean, you can go on stream and you can hear what you sound like. Make sure I'm not grilling up here.
Just looking into the sensitivities. I actually don't see if I can choose between any sound input on tablet. Interesting. Or I'll rejoin, maybe that fixes it, you know.
All right.
Discord being destroyed.
I think we'll manage. I think we'll manage.
Huh.
At least I can hear you. So
That's the important thing. Even if I sound like I'm trapped in a box.
you do sound like your profile picture right now.
Help! But yeah, writing for D&D things will be fun. I just have to finish up my very tidy notes I have taken for the first session. Oh no, they are absolutely not tidy. It's like a one Google document with 13 tabs, and it's like everything is like everywhere, and the tabs are not even named. Just tab 1, tab 2, tab 3 up to them.
I mean, you know, everyone takes notes their own way. I have seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It depends on the person. Sometimes they can just absolutely like beautiful mind out of just a random arrangement of letters, simply because you yourself wrote down those letters.
Yeah.
So, yes, right here I have a single letter P written in the middle of a page with nothing connected to it. I remember that stands for paladin.
Yeah, it's just a similar thing how artist friends tend to name their layers or use layers at all, if they use layers at all. And some do do the whole folder structure thing and color coding and whatnot. And other people are just like, yeah, 3 layers and naming them like key smashes and good. I'm pretty sure someone did an alignment chart on that already.
I think GitHub is a thing. I'm not delusional. It is good.
Actually gotta pull up the stream to see
Nothing much is happening.
what
just working.
the chat is yapping about
Oh, I see.
and who even is there.
It's Bav exclusively.
Hello, Mav. Ah, I see. Rolling up a bit. Amazing. Team in chat has been D&D before I joined. Great.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's not correlation, this causation,
Perfect
because
timing.
you're the reason why it was D&D.
Yeah.
Because Caper brought up the fact that a lot of people are getting into D&D and brought up you as an example, which I did correct him, but I'm honestly questioning if I corrected him properly. You have been into D&D for quite a while, right?
Yes.
Okay,
I
yeah.
played my first character, I think, 13 years ago.
Yeah, okay, so I remembered correctly, good.
Yeah. Back in, D&D 3.5.
Okay, hold on, because I need to catch DDB on this one. Last time DDB asked me to explain something, and instead of explaining it, we kept the current topic, and right as I got to explaining it, DDB had to leave. So, is it already explained what commits, branches, and repositories are? I have not explained it, but it's really simple. Basically, you have your Git repository. Your Git repository is your big library of knowledge. That's the thing that has everything. Now, when it comes to this repository, you can clone it, which effectively creates like a local copy, let's just say. And so this is mythical GitHub right here, which stores our repository. You can use other services to store it, but GitHub is the most common one. When you clone the repository, then you create like your own copy on your own computer. And let's create like a couple of computers there. Like so. Then when you use the pull command, it just updates your repository like so. When you push, then you go the other way. Simple as it could be, and all the other people can do the same. Now, what a commit is kind of like saving a file. So when you make some changes to the repo, right? Make some changes like this. Then once you run the commit command, Git basically creates a new save. That's how you should think about it. So the way it does it, if I'm not mistaken, is it actually saves a copy of all the files that you have changed in their new form. So Git just creates that complete copy. It saves all the changes, which can happen because code files are text, which are pretty slim, so it's fine. Then that's the difference between commit and push. Because pushing is just taking this and pushing it to the main server, whereas commit is just saving it like so. So that's what the commit is. Now when it comes to branches, the reason why branches can exist is because well, people realize that it would be annoying to start a new repository every single time you want to change something, so instead they create the concept of branches, which means you can slice up your repository into different paths. And this one I think would be easiest for me to just straight up show you, because I think that, well, just showing it would be best, which is VS Code has this really nice module for working with GitHub. And right here, you can see the different branches. So these branches right here happen specifically because there are 3 people working on this. So you know, we kind of, our commits don't align. Saves it on your own computer or on Git. It saves it on your computer and or Git. That's important. What I want you to realize is that the naming convention here is very misleading. GitHub is not Git. Git is the software responsible for keeping track of the changes, whereas GitHub is effectively, well, calling them a cloud hosting service is very misleading because they do a lot more than that. But that's like the core idea though. They are the ones that store the data. Git is the software that's keeping track of the changes. I will send the checkup. Alright, let me see. Oh, that's actually a really nice style. I like the style on that one. Really trippy. Okay. Is there branches and repositories? Yeah, so repository is the main one. Branch is like the different paths you can take there, and commit is each specific save. The easiest way, I think, to conceptualize commits is as just pressing Ctrl S on your keyboard. It's a save. It saves your file. The difference being between normal saving and saving with commit is that Git keeps track of all the prior versions. It keeps all the prior versions, which means that, I just turned it off, I'm gonna turn it back on the website, if I wanted to, I can access each and every single one of the files that used to be committed. So each one of these I can just access. If I want to completely revert the website to where it was 2 months ago, I just can, because all of the changes are saved. So commit basically saves a private copy of the repository. No, it saves the changes you have done to the repository. The only reason why it's private is because you haven't pushed it yet. Because you do it locally, you do it on your own PC. And if you want to push it, you need to use the command push, git push, and that will send it to the server. So it's not really private because you did it specifically to be private, it's just private because of the nature of how it works. Commit is just save, that's all it is. In fact, I will show you in a second, because in this repository that I'm working on, I will be pushing in a second, so questions, we'll go here. Alright, so first let's start the basics. Why can't you just save it with Ctrl S? Well, the reason why, you can save it with Ctrl S. You can, but let's say that you have some kind of file. Let's say that you have some kind of file, like for example, a file with just a single letter A. Right? Then if you change that file to say, for example, AB, and then you change that file to say ABC, once you have saved that file, that's all you have. You have a singular file that just says ABC. So this is with saves. If, however, you do the same thing with, well, you still need to save when committing, because otherwise your operating system won't make any changes to the file. If you do the same thing with commits, so if you go through this process but on each arrow you not only save but also commit, then let's say you reach this point and you realize, damn it, I've made a mistake. This entire B revision wasn't supposed to be there. I don't want the B to be there. If only there was a way for me to go back to the original piece that still worked. Well, then what you can do is you can, I think the command is git checkout, if I'm not mistaken, and you can just get yourself here. That's the power of Git. So that's why, once again, giving you the real life example because it's the easiest. Let's say that the website has some kind of critical error. This is, by the way, the real code of the website that is live currently, make it WTF. So this is a real example. Let's say that, hypothetically, there will be some kind of critical error on the website. Something really messed up. Like, for example, I don't know, the entire routing system. We've updated it and only now we realize that it's hot garbage and it will be a mess to untangle. Well, that's simple. All we need to do is just get back to the point where we made that change and just start over from there. We can just click it and we have a full copy of that saved. Git commit is the Git version of the save.
I think it's also a lot of looks super complicated when you're not comfortable with it at all. But it's at the point of when you're getting a little bit into it, it actually
that's a matter
it
of
does
everything.
make sense.
yeah, that's a matter with everything. The annoying bit with computer science is that there are a lot of industry standards which only exist because they are industry standards, and unless you're familiar with the topic, you have no way of telling if something is widely used because it's useful, or if something is widely used because everyone else uses it. So, for example, Git is genuinely a godsend of a piece of software, is incredible, but then you have, I don't know, Visual Studio, I suppose would be a decent example, in my opinion, where it has benefits, but not that many. Then you have hot take, C#. I don't like C#. I think C# only exists because it has backing of it's a language for corporations, effectively. Same with Go. I dislike them. What other pieces of software are there that are genuinely annoying? I can't recall many because I don't use them, but there are a lot which are used because they're the standard, not really because they're good. But contrary also, Visual Studio I don't think is great because it has a lot of features that basically try to do what you're doing, and because of that they, in my opinion, usually tend to work more against you than for you. But Visual Studio Code is a completely different piece of software that I use on a daily basis. So, in my opinion, Visual Studio bad, Visual Studio Code good. Go figure. He isn't here. JavaScript is also a really good example. JavaScript, horrendous language. TypeScript, holy shit, TypeScript. Pardon JavaScript. TypeScript is descendant from just horrendous. It's horrendous. Necrosis written gets better by not rotting anymore. Yeah. But then, Keeper, you have TypeScript. TypeScript is a genuine standard for most corporations, where most of their applications are written in TypeScript. It's horrendous language. It's also mental to me that JavaScript is... A while back ago I did a benchmark and JavaScript was almost as fast as C. It was, I think, like 3 or 4 times slower on the programs I have tested. Which 3 or 4 times slower for JavaScript versus C is mental. But the reason why it's like that way is because a lot went in development of JavaScript. It's a really, really shitty language, but it's too entrenched for anyone to not use it at this point. But holy hell, I hate the landscape today. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people...
Enjoy your coffee.
But hey, no point in complaining of the state of the matter. You need to change the state of the matter. I'm also gonna pour myself a cup. Another cup. Yeah, you know what? Let's not do that. We're focusing way too much on the annoying bits. That's not healthy. Let's focus on the fun bits. Yeah. There we go. So, first we need to start with the basics, things to introduce different people to Python. So let's first start with or just print, no, humble print. Test. In order to run the file, or maybe I should note these down as well. I feel like they should be indexed as well. The file, Python 0 basics. I did it with a space, didn't I? That's really idiotic. Would have made it really difficult for a lot of people to interact with. 0 print.
Already.
Hi, the sun. Welcome.
Hello.
This if x is equal to 7, x is equal to 6, and it isn't. I have a quick explanation of commits, branches, and repositories. I don't want to overdo it. For now, DDB, I want to leave this as just a Python repository, because if I were to go on the tangents, then I would never stop. I would first start giving I would honestly go quite far in depth into the tangents. So for now, I need to restrict this to Python. It's so interesting how people will have a hard time understanding. Yeah, but I gave in the README everything that's needed for the Git. And at the end, I did mention Git help. Because one thing you have to remember about software is that it wants to be used. If you do Git help, it will just tell you everything. Even better, if I'm not mistaken, it should be Git help commit. No. There we go, yeah, yes, there you are. I'm telling you, software wants to be used. It will tell you everything it can about what it is, what it's doing, how it's doing it. Being introduced to software is the most annoying bit, because you need to understand the concept behind it, the intuition behind why it exists, what it's trying to do. But once you have that basic introduction, getting from there is really trivial, because once again, it wants to be used, it wants to help you. Hi, the Pentahide. Wait, why'd you change your profile picture? Huh? It's so weird to see you with blue. I've been used to you being yellow for such a long time. It's not a bit weird explaining how to make a commit, but not really why you should do it and what it is. Like, why you should do it over just saving an NPC. Well, no, you should also save an NPC. That's also a thing you have to do. You do need to save things on your PC, because if you don't save things on your PC, then the files don't exist. The action of saving is the thing that actually writes the data into your PC. Git commit is just the commit version of saving. Is the commit equivalent, is the git equivalent of saving. Just like git push is the git equivalent of uploading, git pull is the git equivalent of downloading, etc, etc, etc. I really want to teach some pretty advanced things in here as well, like really a lot of good practice, like for example dir for debugging, typesetting. There's a lot of really good approaches that I could share. And we shall. Hi, the Quasar. Mention typesetting in Python and Quasar appears.
Hello.
Oh wait, it's type hinting, isn't it? Not typesetting. Right.
Vibe setting. Oh god.
This is curious. I'm actually... Can I do this? I think I can. I think I should be able to do this, but I'm not certain. We'll see in a second. X... I think I should. Is... This... X times 3. I hope this works. I am so good at what I do. This is incredible. This is such a logical piece of code right here. Adding... Yeah, because normally if you do it with a real string, you get, instead of a \n being interpreted as an end line, it gets interpreted as \n. That's the whole point of a real string. However, in here we put it inside the curly brackets to evaluate it as a character that is the endline, and then we insert that endline. That's really clever and nice. I think this will be confusing, obviously, but that's why we're handling it one thing at a time. The R in the last print doesn't do anything, right? It does! Well, I mean, okay, right now there is no difference, but you know what, you are correct. I should add some kind of special character here. Just to show that it would do something. Because I could just add a special character like this, and there we go, it appears as \n. \gen, that would be pretty funny. There, because this should show all the things. There we go. You can also do for loops with dicts, which I would like to show. Because that arranging them properly. Oh, by the way, Quasar, did I show you what I did to ban it? To stop it from pointless calls every single time I wanted to get a roll. Because I'm really pleased with what I did. I think it's really goddamn clever and easy to use. It's very simple as well. But I just like the fact that it's something you can do in Python. Hold on. I'm actually saving my requests. I'm actually right now carrying to make sure that Bandit... Oh, no, wait, I can't show the code on stream, I just realized, because it reveals how to get the secret rolls. Whoops. Well, the point is this, effectively. Just creating a dict and running over every single roll in the first one, which means that... The reason why I'm pleased with it is because it's so easy to... Like, you just fill it in with an ID of a roll and you get the roll. It's very convenient to use. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why it's convenient to work with things like VS Code in order to, instead of just Notepad as your text editor, is because they highlight to you what different things mean. So for example, right here is effectively letting me know, hey, you forgot the F. Very convenient, saves a lot of time. Let's try it. Perfect. Now I'm going to be progressing through it quickly because, well, I don't know what is actually needed to explain, so we're gonna do this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add frequently asked questions. I'm also going to add frequently asked questions markdown. Just leave that for the future. I never remember if beginning has 2 N's or 2 G's, and it's a genuine thing that I have. Whatever, close enough. Okay, so we're gonna have an N. Okay, this one I really shouldn't mess up because this is basically as simple as it goes. In the Fibonacci sequence, what is the first number of the Fibonacci sequence? If you input 1, that's a 1. I actually need to look it up. Incredible. Fibonacci sequence, because it is purely a matter of it's 0, 1.
Mm-hmm.
So the 0th number will be 0, and the first number is a 1. Okay, good. So we start with 0 and oh, I could do it in an interesting way actually. No, introducing global would be too confusing. Yeah. I would also like to talk about types, but I don't want to blow this out of existence. There is so much to talk about, jeez. Maybe functions should be a free and the second one should be types. Well, let me check my email. Okay, still have not replied. Makes sense. Oh no, we're gonna start at 0, I'm an idiot. Inside the radio has to be... Yeah. Let's just add n to it. That's annoying. We need to do 3 numbers. Hold on. Is there a way? Oh no, if I do it with 2 numbers, yeah, no. Let's do it with 3 numbers because I am decently certain I could do it with 2, but there will be unreadable code, so no. No, prefib will be equal to postfib, and postfib will be equal to plus equal to tempfib. Now let's test it, that it works. Oh right, because of the way I set it up, it's not gonna give us... well, that's fine. Yeah, it would be also nice if you actually return the post number. Yeah, so the reason why it works the way it does, because we're increasing it by I. This looks roughly correct, does it? 13, 21, yeah, that looks correct. Might just me, but the iterative thing really screwed me over. Yeah, it's meant to. It's meant to because, to be frankly fair with you and honest, global variables is something I might... I get the global thing, it's complicated. Oh, what's screwing you over then? So now it confused me. Like the plus equals n. The plus equals this. Yeah, so n right here functions as n right here. The thing is, the reason why I'm not explaining the code, only explaining like how to write the code, is because I think learning how to, like, trying to figure out this code will teach you about, which is why I'm doing it. But the reason why this is an n here is because this n tells us how many, like, by how many more Fibonacci numbers would we like to advance forward. So if we put a 3 here, we don't get the third Fibonacci number, we get the number that's 3 Fibonacci numbers away from the current one. Which is why I need, if I do 1, I get the first 20 Fibonacci numbers. If I put in a 2, I get every second Fibonacci number. If I put in a 3, I get every third Fibonacci number. And so the reason why we're adding it to the iterator is because iterator tells us basically which Fibonacci number we'd like to access. I have one issue, which is I really want the code to break, but in a specific way. And I think if I just put in the variable name, it's going to not run in the first place. So if I try to... It's gonna not run. That sucks. Because now I need to do this, which kinda sucks. Okay. That works. So we're taking global variable and giving it a temporary role in a function, since 0 plus n equals n is basically the same as n? No! No. That's the point of it being global. The whole point is that here's what happens. A global variable tells Python that you want a variable that's outside of the function. So we start by defining the iterator at 0, right? That's what we start with. Then we get to this line right here, and let's set n1 to be, for it to be easier. We go inside the function runs, and we add n, so 1, we add n to our 1 to our variable. So now iterator is equal to 1. Great. Then we loop through this function again, we start over, and this time iterator is equal to 1, which means when we add another 1 to it, it becomes a 2, etc. Then it's a 3, then it's a 4, then it's a 5, then it's a 6, etc, etc, etc. The iterator exists outside of our function, and so us creating it as a global means that every single time our function runs, it basically checks what its value is. Because this equals 0, that runs only on the very beginning of the program. The Python and all programming languages only look forward. So if it was local, it would reset each time. Yes, if I didn't do it with a global, only I did it this way, like so, then yes, it would be 0 every single time. Because every single time it would run and it would get to this line where it's defined. But since it's this, it first runs this line of code, then it runs the loop, and loop goes through this function 20 times. And every single time it just adds n to the iterator. And I think that'll be it for now. So git, let's add everything. humble beginnings. I think it's two ends. I don't know. Humble beginning. End. Ta-da! This be done. I'm going to try to update this every day. I really need to create like a daily routine. I have a lot of... My job is really weird nowadays. Because I am not really... I've become a pure form generalist because no matter what topic you pick, well, unless it's, I don't know, Blender animations, but eventually Adrian will take over me with that one as well. I firmly believe that. No matter what topic you pick, I will never be like the best at it. I will always be able to give you a person who's better at it than me. But at the same time, even though that's the case, I still need to be able to do everything. You're basically calling a teacher without a school. It's not even that. Like...
I mean, yeah, it's the epitome of jack of all trades, master of none.
Apparently, the way that saying goes is jack of all trades, master of none, still better than master of one. Apparently, that's the full saying. I've only learned recently.
Yeah, something like that.
Which I disagree with. If you want to win a Nobel Prize, that's very much not a jack of all trades sort of deal.
Yeah, obviously. But it's more in a...
Okay.
Depending on what you do, it can be definitely useful to be have more broad range instead of one.
It's always more useful to have a broader range, because if you're asking like having a broader range or not having it, there's no downside. There is no downside in just straight up having it. However, if your choice instead is have a broader range or specialize more, then specializing more is a better idea. So, you know, if you're asking, should I learn some random skills or should I learn nothing? Obviously learning random skills is better. But if the question is, should I learn random things or should I learn physics that I specialize in, mathematics, etc., then that's, in my opinion, it is a better choice to specialize because, well, it gives you more. However, counterpoint, if you do go into a single field at a certain point, you will get diminishing returns where it would just be easier for you to really quickly on the side learn additional skill. Learn nothing, do everything. Yeah, damn right. Anyway, everyone.
It's hard to generalize, but in your case, it's the broad range of dabbling everywhere. It's useful.
I wouldn't say. In my opinion, it's much harder to specialize
because it also comes with getting to know people that specialize, and that's a good thing to have in your case.
It is really annoying that no matter who you're because when I talk to experts, I talk about the topics that they're experts in. When I talk to Remco, I talk about physics. When I talk to Flame, I talk about chemistry. So it's a fucking brilliant feeling to always be amateur, no matter who you're talking to. It's great. You all should try it. It does wonders to your psyche.
I mean, that's also when you're an expert in things. Sometimes you also feel that.
Yeah, but when you're an expert, you feel that sometimes, not every time. All right. Yeah. That would be it for today's live stream because I need to go work on videos which I cannot, unfortunately, spill publicly. So, everyone, that is it.
Done.
DDB, if you'd like to check out the Python lessons repo, then right here you can have a link, although let's be honest, we both know I don't think you're gonna learn much from it because it's pretty basic.
Link is in the description.
Yeah, use the promo code, make it for free lesson. You can also have a free lesson without the promo code, but you know, it's a free lesson regardless. I don't think you're gonna learn much because you already are you're definitely more knowledgeable in Python than just the basics I have covered, but eventually I'm gonna keep on expanding it. The second lesson will be, I think, about importing libraries and also best practices. And those best practices will be very important. Those are a thing that I don't think many people would know. And they are an absolute godsend. They are incredible. So that you have to check out. For now, I'm going to go because work calls, and for now that'll be it. Thank you everyone so much for watching, have a great day.